Imagine a vast desert baking under the relentless sun. Now picture a river, a shimmering ribbon of life cutting through this arid landscape. This is the Nile, the heartbeat of ancient Egypt. Without it, there would be no pyramids, no pharaohs, no Egypt as we know it. The Nile wasn't just a source of water, it was a highway for transportation, a source of food, and the very foundation upon which Egyptian civilization was built. Annually, the Nile would flood, a phenomenon both feared and revered. These floods, though destructive, deposited a rich layer of fertile silt across the land. This silt, known as the Black Land, was ideal for agriculture, transforming Egypt into a lush oasis. The predictable flood cycle allowed Egyptians to develop sophisticated irrigation techniques and cultivate a variety of crops. Wheat, barley, and flax flourished, supporting a growing population. The Nile's bounty didn't stop there. Its waters teemed with fish, a crucial source of protein. The papyrus reeds that grew along the riverbanks were used for everything from paper to boats. The Nile was quite literally the lifeblood of Egypt, shaping its culture, religion, and destiny. Around 6000 BC, as the last ice age receded, the Nile Valley witnessed a profound transformation. Nomadic hunter-gatherers, drawn by the river's bounty, began to settle down. They established small farming communities, marking the very first steps towards Egyptian civilization. Merimda Beni Salama, a site near present-day Cairo, offers a glimpse into this early period. Here, archaeologists have uncovered the remains of huts, granaries, and even cemeteries. These findings suggest a settled agricultural way of life. The people of Merimdi cultivated crops, domesticated animals, and crafted pottery, indicating a burgeoning society. As agriculture flourished, so did the population. Villages grew larger, and people started to specialize in different crafts. This period witnessed the development of social structures and hierarchies. Leaders emerged, responsible for managing resources and resolving disputes. Religion also began to play a significant role, with early forms of deity worship emerging. These nascent communities, though seemingly simple, laid the groundwork for the complex society that Egypt would become. As centuries passed, these early farming communities evolved into more complex societies. The pre-dynastic period, a time before the unification of Egypt under a single ruler, saw the rise of distinct cultures, each with unique traditions and artistry. Two prominent cultures, the Badarian and Naqada, emerged as key players in this era. The Badarian culture, named after the site of El Badari in Upper Egypt, flourished between 4400 and 4000 BC. Known for their exquisite craftsmanship, the Badarians created beautiful pottery adorned with intricate designs. They also crafted copper tools and ornaments, showcasing their mastery over early metallurgy. The Badarians practiced agriculture and developed trade networks, exchanging goods with neighboring communities. Following the Badarian, the Naqada culture from 3800 to 3000 BC emerged, further advancing Egyptian society. The Naqada, named after the site of Naqada in Upper Egypt, developed sophisticated pottery techniques, creating distinctive black-topped red ware. They also excelled in copperworking, producing tools, weapons, and decorative objects. The Naqada period witnessed the emergence of powerful local rulers, laying the foundation for a unified Egypt. By the late pre-dynastic period, Egypt was divided into several powerful kingdoms, or nomes, each vying for dominance. Among these rulers, two figures stand out, King Scorpion I and Narmer. Their reigns mark a pivotal period in Egyptian history, a time of conflict, conquest, and ultimately, unification. King Scorpion I, a ruler of Upper Egypt, is shrouded in mystery. His name, found on artifacts like the scorpion mace head, suggests a formidable warrior king. Though his exact deeds are debated, Scorpion I is believed to have expanded his kingdom's influence, potentially even launching campaigns towards unification. His reign foreshadowed the coming together of Upper and Lower Egypt. Narmer, Scorpion's successor, is credited with achieving this monumental feat. The Narmer palette, a ceremonial artifact, depicts Narmer wearing the crown of both Upper and Lower Egypt, symbolizing his victory. This unification, around 3100 BC, marked the beginning of the dynastic period and the birth of ancient Egypt as a unified nation. Narmer, the first pharaoh of a unified Egypt, established his capital at Memphis, strategically located at the junction of Upper and Lower Egypt. With the unification of Egypt under Narmer, a new era dawned, demanding efficient administration and governance. This period witnessed the rise of a complex bureaucratic system, with scribes playing a pivotal role in maintaining order and recording the pharaoh's decrees. Scribes, literate officials trained in the art of writing, became the backbone of the Egyptian administration. They developed a unique writing system, hieroglyphics, a combination of pictograms and phonetic symbols. Hieroglyphs, meaning sacred carvings, were initially used for religious inscriptions. However, their use expanded to encompass all aspects of Egyptian life, from recording royal decrees and historical events to documenting trade transactions and legal documents. Scribes meticulously recorded taxes, managed resources, and ensured the smooth functioning of the state apparatus. This bureaucratic system, though complex, was essential in managing the vast resources of the newly unified kingdom. It allowed the pharaoh to effectively govern a vast territory, collect taxes, and maintain control over the population. The rise of bureaucracy, with scribes as its key players, was instrumental in shaping the centralized and enduring nature of ancient Egyptian civilization. At the heart of ancient Egyptian society lay the pharaoh, a ruler considered both a king and a god. This concept of divine kingship was central to Egyptian ideology, shaping their worldview and social structure. The pharaoh was believed to be the living embodiment of Horus, the falcon god of kingship, and the intermediary between the gods and mortals. As the divine ruler, the pharaoh bore immense responsibility. He was tasked with maintaining Ma'at, the cosmic order that governed the universe. This included upholding justice, ensuring the land's fertility, and protecting Egypt from its enemies. The pharaoh's authority was absolute, his word unquestioned. He commanded the army, controlled the economy, and dictated religious practices. The pharaoh's status was reflected in his lavish lifestyle and monumental architecture. Palaces, temples, and pyramids were built to honor the pharaoh and legitimize his rule. These structures served not only as residences and religious centers but also as powerful symbols of the pharaoh's divine mandate and his absolute power. The early dynastic period witnessed a flourishing of Egyptian ingenuity, reflected in their remarkable technological advancements and architectural prowess. From the development of sophisticated irrigation systems to the construction of monumental pyramids, the Egyptians demonstrated an impressive grasp of mathematics, engineering, and artistry. One of the most enduring symbols of Egyptian civilization, the pyramids, emerged during this era. These colossal structures, built as tombs for the pharaohs, were feats of engineering and logistical brilliance. The Step Pyramid of Djoser, built by the architect Imhotep, marked a significant development in pyramid construction. This structure, with its stepped sides, paved the way for the iconic smooth-sided pyramids that followed. Beyond pyramids, the Egyptians excelled in various fields. Their knowledge of astronomy allowed them to create a calendar based on the solar year, accurately predicting the Nile's floods. They developed a system of mathematics, essential for land surveying, construction projects, and trade. In medicine, the Egyptians made significant strides, developing treatments for wounds, fractures, and even performing rudimentary surgery. Ancient Egyptian society was highly stratified, with a clear hierarchy that dictated people's roles and responsibilities. At the apex stood the pharaoh, followed by the elite class of priests, nobles, and scribes. Below them were the artisans, merchants, and farmers, who made up the majority of the population. At the bottom of the social ladder were the unskilled laborers and slaves. Despite this rigid social structure, life in ancient Egypt was vibrant and diverse. Farmers cultivated a variety of crops, while artisans produced exquisite pottery, jewelry, and furniture. Trade flourished, with Egypt exporting its surplus grain, linen, and papyrus to neighboring lands in exchange for luxury goods like cedar wood from Lebanon and gold from Nubia. The Nile River served as a vital artery for trade and transportation, connecting various regions within Egypt and beyond. Religion permeated every aspect of Egyptian life. They worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses, each associated with different aspects of nature and human existence. Festivals and rituals marked important events in the agricultural calendar and celebrated the gods' benevolence. The Egyptians believed in an afterlife, meticulously preparing their tombs and burying their dead with provisions for their journey to the underworld. As the early dynastic period drew to a close, Egypt stood on the cusp of a golden age. The unification of the two lands, the establishment of a centralized government, and the flourishing of art, technology, and trade laid the foundation for the Old Kingdom, a period often regarded as the Pyramid Age. During this era, pyramid building reached its zenith, with the construction of the iconic pyramids of Giza, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, eternal monuments to the power and ambition of the pharaohs. But the Old Kingdom was more than just pyramids. It was a time of political stability, economic prosperity, and cultural brilliance. Literature, art, and architecture flourished, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate and inspire us today. In the next part of our journey, we will delve deeper into the Old Kingdom, exploring the lives of the pharaohs who built the Giza pyramids, unraveling the mysteries of their construction, and examining the social and religious beliefs that shaped this remarkable chapter in human history.